This is DRF Race of the Day.
The race of the day on Saturday is the Grade 2 Triple Bend Stakes. 7 furlongs on the main track it's open to male sprinters. I guess a filly could enter, but there aren't any fillies that are entering in the Triple Bend this year, and a field of 5 as the theme continues on Saturday of short fields in stakes races. This does happen to be the Triple Bend, the most wide open of the 3 graded stakes races on Saturday. In the Daytona, it's Bombard. It's going to be tough to beat. In the Charles Whittingham, United will be tough to beat. But looking through the field for the Triple Bend, it's very, very difficult to even identify who the favorite is going to be. It's kind of an allowance caliber race with a Grade 2 designation, and it is lacking some pretty good horses. Flagstaff, who is one of the top one-turn horses really in the country based on his form in Kentucky, and he actually is based in California, Flagstaff is, but he is in the news right now for all the wrong reasons because he tested positive for a substance that is not allowed. And he could go back to Belmont for either the True North or perhaps another race. But trainer John Sadler is considering shipping Flagstaff back to New York for the True North, which has a purse of $300,000 compared to $200,000 for the Triple Bend. CZ Rocket is another prominent sprinter, California-based sprinter. He's running at Lone Star this week, and Brickyard Ride, who has misfired in his last 2 starts, but is good when he's on his game. He's going to take a drop in class and go up against Fashionably Fast in the Thor's Echo for Calbreds on June 12th. So it leaves us with a Triple Bend field that is kind of an allowance caliber field that lacks Flagstaff, CZ Rocket, and Brickyard Ride. And by the way, as far as the other, we should at least mention the 2 Bob Baffert trainees, Cezanne and Charlatan. Their futures are uncertain at this point. Both of them suffered recent setbacks, but that doesn't mean that Baffert doesn't have more bullets in his holster. He does, actually, with 2 of them in the Triple Bend. Let's go ahead and take a look at the field of 5. It's race number 8, 7 furlongs on the main track. The Baffert trainees are number 4, Magic on Tap, and number 5, 8 Rings. Trainer Pete Yurton has a pair in here, number 1, Exalted, and number 3, Shooters Shoot. And John Sheriffs trains number 2, Lambeau, who has never sprinted in his entire career, and yet I'm picking him to win this race. And the reason I am is because he is fast, he has speed, and his comeback race recently, it was in a 1 mile, 2 other than on April 10th. It was actually fairly impressive. Let's take a look at that allowance race. This is Lambeau coming in off a long layoff, and he's completely overlooked in the betting. At 16-1, he carved out the fractions under Edwin Maldonado, and he just kept right on running. That's Haywood's Beach back in 3rd place. Haywood's Beach would exit this allowance race and score an impressive 2 other than win, going 1 1/4 miles. He's being considered for the Gold Cup on Monday. Haywood's Beach is, but I bring his name up because Lambeau's win in that 2 other than mile was validated by 3rd place finisher Haywood's Beach, who came back to score a decisive win. So Lambeau shortening from 8 furlongs to 7, from 2 turns to 1, and that does add some indecision, I suppose, or some uncertainty, a better word. But Lambeau is fast, and he's ridden by a speed rider, Edwin Maldonado, and he's going to be forwardly placed. The problem in races like this, when Bob Baffert has 2 starters or more, you can never be sure which one is the suicidal rabbit and which one is in it to try to win the race. And we've seen it time and time again over the years. Baffert sends somebody on a kamikaze mission to take care of the speed and set it up for somebody coming from behind. I don't know which one it's going to be on Saturday. It could be Magic on Tap. It could be 8 Rings. Who knows? But we saw it early this year with Axeman taking care of Brickyard Ride. And even when Baffert has 2 frontrunners in the field, one of them makes the lead and the other one seems to run interference. So I'm not complaining because we've seen it happen time and time again, and it's never unexpected when it does. I just bring it up as a reminder. Baffert has 2 in the race, so there's going to be no easy leads for Lambeau. I still think he's good enough to win this race, shortening from 8 furlongs to 7. I liked his comeback race, which was validated. Okay, one of the 2 Baffert trainees was once upon a time a very good horse. I don't know if he still is. I'm referring to 8 Rings. And in 2019, he dominated the Grade 1 American Pharoah like a colt that the following spring might actually be a potential Triple Crown race type candidate. Let's go ahead and go back in time to fall 2019 and watch 8 Rings in the American Pharoah. He lost his jockey in the Del Mar Futurity. He was 1-2 that day. Baffert stretched him out for the Grade 1 American Pharoah, and he won by 6 lengths in a landslide. He would come back a month later and completely misfire in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and 2 subsequent starts last year were really not very good. But he's coming into the Triple Bend with a series of flashy workouts. Jockey Flavian Pratt will be aboard 8 Rings, and I suspect that Pratt's not the type of guy who's going to go on a kamikaze mission and try to send. So if, in fact, one of the 2 Bafferts is going to be Lambeau's pace rival, I think it might actually be Magic on Tap. I'm not sure about that. But anyway, 8 Rings was once a good horse. He's a Grade 1 winner. He's drawn outside. He's training well. And Baffert comebackers are always ready to fire. So I expect 8 Rings to run very well. He could even vie for favoritism, and he'll be tough if he fires, and there's no reason to expect that he won't. Of the 2 that are trained by Peter Yurton, I prefer number 3, Shooters Shoot, who scored a 15-1 upset last time out. Let's roll the tape on Shooters Shoot, winning a 2 other than allowance sprint coming from off the pace. The pace was quick. They went 21-4, 44 and change, and set it up for Shooter Shoot. Shooter Shoot was backing up from 1 mile and 1/16 to 7 furlongs. There's that 7 furlongs. 7 furlongs is the type of distance. I call it a specialty distance, because horses that run well at 7 furlongs, and they don't always, in my opinion, 7 furlongs is the most taxing distance there is. You have to run fast from start to finish. But Shooter Shoot, 1 going 7 furlongs. The Triple Bend is a 7 furlong race. And if Shooter Shoot gets the same type of setup, there's no reason to expect that he cannot or will not win again. It's the most wide open of the 3 graded stakes races on Saturday at Santa Anita, with a whopping 5-horse field. I like Lambeau going from 8 furlongs to 7, from 2 turns to 1. And I expect Lambeau, trained by John Sheriffs, ridden by Edwin Maldonado, to win the Triple Bend. It's race number 8, Saturday at Santa Anita.